Hello. Easy mode. 1-4. Let's try and not have such a horribly depressing episode of Joe this time. I'm saying that as if it's not just like I'm all doing them at the same time. Ooh, Aoyama be fun. Murase less fun. Alright, fine. Let's go. Ash did a playthrough of Murase, I think he said, and it was pretty bad. Murase was not really an exciting character. That I do now. I actually tried to do Murase before, and then gave up because he just was. It was just a really bad run. I was just fucking up a lot. Murase is just not very fun to play as. He's just kind of very basic as a character. But compared to Haramao, I'm happy, man. I can actually speak about stuff that's not going to just depress me. Sometimes though, you've got to talk about depressing things, especially if it's in life. Things in life can just make you sad. Some things in life are bad, they can really make you mad. Other things just make you swear and curse. When you're moving on life's gristle. Don't grumble, give a whistle. In hindsight, should have gone for a piece. I now need a piece. That will be all I can think about for the next half an hour. Murase is definitely a character of all time. He exists and he plays the game. But I think he functions fairly normally actually, so he should be fine. I think we should be a-okay with Murase. Currently a time has not been put on for him yet. He is, as with pretty much all the characters I've actually done so far, there is no time for any of them, which is kind of really wild. And he's building up heat quite fast. Murase's building up a lot of heat. Danpei really by this point should have definitely should have enough heat for a super. He does not though, which is quite fascinating. Is that a thing Murase has? Does he just build heat faster? Maybe it's like aggression based. The more aggressive he is, the faster he builds heat. That'd be quite a cool little feature, wouldn't it? Until Danpei does just, you know, build up heat. I've got to be careful because he could just hit me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Dead. Dead Danpei. Never mind. I don't think Murase builds heat up fast at all. I think I'm an idiot. Maybe he does, but again, it's jabs that do heat the best. Something I keep neglecting to do. I keep neglecting to jab. Jabbing is super useful. It's also, as I keep saying, it's a double-edged sword because it builds up heat for the opponent really quickly too. So it's bad, but it's good because it builds up heat for you quickly. But you know, you've got to be careful with it. You've got to be very careful with it. Hopefully, the Murase shouldn't be too much of a problem. I mean, I don't think it'll be a problem. I just think he's just not going to be very good. Yeah, get in the corner, Aoyama. Awesome. Awesome sauce. Nice. 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 Probably going to be a bit quieter now. Not for any reason. I think it's just probably because I've kind of tuckered myself out after a bit of a heated rant session. There's so much you can really say about your own life before you get a little bit dull. If you know what I'm talking about, watch the fucking whatchamacallit video, the Haruma video, or don't watch it because it just is me ranting about shit. Yeah. Murase is looking pretty good so far. This is a decent beginning. I don't mind this at all. I don't believe he has a special property that makes him like his super knockdowns more effective. Clearly not, because I am trying to get up. But also he was at low health, so it doesn't really make much of a difference anyway. I just feel like he's gonna be really basic. I'm quite surprised we haven't had Inabe yet. Inaba to me is like the most basic character, so I would have assumed he'd be, you know. But we are going to get to the. I think now it's more likely we're going to get to characters who Ash has used, so I'm going to have to contend with some runs. I'm not going to try and beat any of his times, but I'm going to just put my own time in just for the sake of it. Although we are getting pretty good knockdowns currently. Nice single-digit knockdowns, which is quite nice. But Inagaki is a slippery devil. He's not easy to deal with. Although we are taking his health off quite a lot, which some might say is a bad thing. I would argue is a good thing. Because it means that we're going to be able to, if we land a super, we just win. Which is nice. Also, it puts him in a really bad position where my charge just does not work very well with Murase, does it? Nice. They are really doing a terrible job at dodging my things. I've missed that like guard break animation every single time and always landed the super. So it's looking pretty good for Murase. Again, I don't think that's really. I think that just might be me not sucking ass for once. Although, again, doesn't really matter until you get to like the last few opponents, and then anything just goes. I don't believe it's a thing of Murase secretly being the best character in the game. I very much doubt he's the best character. I wouldn't be surprised if this game pulls some kind of like cheeky bullshit out and it actually is like Murase has some super secret like tech that makes him just really good. I really wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, damage looks pretty nice. Pretty juicy damage. He's not too slow. He's kind of is very safe, isn't he, Murase? Just totally fine. Can't really do the dash punch though, which is a bit of a shame. I'm trying really hard to do it. He says and then does it immediately, so yeah, I guess I'm just an idiot. Wolf builds up heat really quick though. That's not good. Could be good if he plays him. Right, Wolf. Idiot. I'm getting a lot better at counting that on the fly now. It is tricky though because he doesn't always reset back to 5. It'd be like if you hit them 3 times and then give it like 2 seconds and hit them again twice, then it breaks. It doesn't just reset back to the maximum cap. So you gotta be really careful of that. That's the thing that throws me off. I'm glad it works that way because that's quite a cool feature. I think it will reset back to 5 if you leave it long enough, but like generally you shouldn't be leaving it that long. We're doing pretty good though. Doing a good job. Rikishi 2. This means it probably will end like with the last opponents, whatever. That means nothing. It will end with the last opponents. Yeah, I fucking hope so. Who else would it end with? Murase's mum. Oh, that's bad, isn't it? That's really unlucky. I mean, we lose time. That's just unfortunate. That is just a thing that happens. It can happen. It's not a good thing, but it can happen a lot, I guess. Bit shit though. That's really shit. That's dumb. Very unfortunate. I'm approaching. Don't know why I thought of doing that. I do not know how to do the knockout dash punch. It's a lot harder than I thought it would be, I guess. Rikishi's being a tricky boy. Oh no! Fucking Rikishi Toru over here. Who does he think he is, eh? I think he thinks he's Rikishi, and he would be right about that. I wanna be Rikishi, I'm already Rikishi. I wanna be Joe, I'm already Joe. I'll be Tiger, nerf Tiger. You're an idiot. Could have actually won there. Could have just cross-counted me and beat me. Well, this is a time loss of a fight. Really stupid mistake. It happens, though. It happens. Murase is not one where I'm going to be, like, screaming or whatever if I get, like, a good time. I mean, I'll probably be happy if I get a good time. I don't think I'm going to be, like, you know... I don't know. I don't think it's going to change too much of my life if I get a good time with Murase. If he's just, like, an average character, he's probably not a character that people would try and, like, play as anyway. Or try and, like, compete with. Just because he's just kind of fine. Typically, people would try and compete with the best characters, and that just makes sense. You'd compete with the strongest picks. Some people, like me, and I guess like Ash, would kind of try and, you know, play with all the characters. It seems to be what we're doing. I don't know why he's doing it, but I respect him for doing it. Though I did very kindly tell him, please do not play as Goon. Not because I want to be the only person who's ever played as Goon, but just because it's so much worse than Joe 1. It's not even comparable to how bad it is. Like, he's not fun at all. I mean, I'm not gonna say he can't do it, but I'm not gonna be cheeky and say, "Oh, do Joe 1, lol, 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 lol," like I did before, because that just is like, nah. There is no joy to get from playing as Goon or Nishi 1. And Nishi 1 is still in the wheel. And guess who else is still in the wheel? All of the other fucking brawlers. All 4 of them are still in the wheel, waiting. They're just waiting to be picked. And at any moment, the wheel could spin and just say, you have to play as them. It could even be really evil and save all 4 of them till the end. So I just have no choice but to play through again as all 4 brawlers. And that would be depressing. Nishi, stay down. Thank you. Ooh, I got really worried then. Nice. Awesome. Looking pretty good for Murase. Not going to be a sub 30, I imagine. Don't think it will be. I'm not very good at getting anything below a 30-minute time. I'm just terrible at this game. I think it was a fluke with Tiger the first time. I don't know how I got a 28 with Tiger. Probably because I wasn't talking. I was just kind of like playing through it. I was like locked in and just being silent because it was probably like 3 in the morning or something stupid. Really, I could just do the same here and not have to spare you my terrible, pointless commentary where I just ramble and say nothing of importance for 30 minutes. But it at least gives me a bit of an incentive to want to do it, other than just like, you know, if it's like quiet time, there's other stuff I'd rather be doing. But if it's time, like, I mean, it's not really quiet time now. It's 20 to 11. You know, the good thing is the person in the flat next to me, or in the room next to me, in my flat, has moved out. So there's like a huge gap because I'm at the end of the corridor. I'm in one of the end rooms. So there's just a big gap between me and then the next guy. So no one can hear me anyway. It's one of those where like your room, you like kind of have to like walk into, like really into your room. You know, so I'm kind of tucked away in the corner at the furthest point possible away from the door. I mean, the person through the wall, they can probably hear all the shit I'm saying, but I don't know about them. They've had probably to deal with me before because my radio's like next to the wall, so they'll probably just hear it. When I'm listening to like Mike Rattay or something. I'm watching anything. Mike Rattay, Muckluck, Crazy 4 Games, even. Anything really. Even the great Dora. What's his name? I forgot his name. I'm so stupid. Scary Dora. Scary Dora is now his name. Ash. This is looking really good. This is looking like quite a sexy looking time. I'm happy with this. This is the real duality of man. You see the previous video and you're like, oh my god, this guy is depressed. He's gonna fucking kill himself. And then what happens like not even 10 minutes later, IRL. He's having a good time and laughing about like being noisy. Because it's the kind of thing you want as a kid, innit? You know, you grow up watching like fucking Markiplier and stuff. I think I've heard this from some other channel. Maybe it was Only Plays or something. It's like, you know, you grow up watching that kind of stuff, and you kind of like, sometimes a part of you is like, oh man, I can't wait to do that. Where I can just like, you know, have my own place and just like scream really loudly while I play games. It's a dream come true being able to just do Let's Plays, even if it's for like a tiny audience. It's fine because it's really fun to do. I really like doing it. And maybe I have fallen into the trap of being a bit too personal with myself. But, I mean, I don't care, man. If you want to dox me and fucking come to my house and say hello, it's like, yeah, chiller. Don't do that. Don't do that, though. But, you know, it's like... It's whatever. I'm a little guy. But that's the kind of YouTube I liked, was the people who did talk about themselves. The YouTubers who never spoke about themselves, I just found were boring, because it was like, I don't sound like a really snobby kid, right? Or just a snob in general. But it's like, I like being able to relate to the person. I like being able to relate to who I'm watching, you know? Especially when you are a kid. Like, you like that. You like the personal commentary, and you like that they explain what they're talking about, like the game they're playing or whatever. It's nice because it helps you get to know the YouTuber, and then you enjoy them more because you enjoy them as a person. And, you know, yeah, there's always a thing of like separating the art from the artist, but sometimes it doesn't help if the artist themselves is an actual genuine person who you kind of like, you kind of respect them, you know. I'm not saying you have to respect me, because, I mean, yeah, I'm a foul-mouthed Yorkshire lad, right? So I understand if I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and don't say Yorkshire tea, because I fucking hate Yorkshire tea. It is disgusting. It is disgusting. It is the dirtiest of dishwater. Now, when I had Indian milk tea, I'll tell you that was actually delicious. I can't even swear about that. I can't even make it like a joke. It genuinely was like one of the greatest things I've ever tasted. It was fantastic. It was divine. It was like how you make a hot chocolate by like frothing the milk and foaming the milk and whatever. But instead of the chocolate, it's tea. And it's like, wow, this is absolutely delicious. This is so good. It's sweet, it's silky, it's smooth. Tasty, tasty stuff. But no, regardless, I understand why like I wouldn't be a cup of tea. Yeah, I am a bit whatever. That's just who I am, unfortunately, and that's just who I will always be. It's how I was raised, it was how I became, how I grew up. And it's just who I'll be. How I'm landing these supers while they're guarding, I do not know. I assume I'm hitting them right at the beginning of, like, the guard break animation. I'd assume so anyway, but it just seems like... I don't know, man. It's odd. Murase's kind of kicking ass, though. He's kind of doing a great job. And I can't tell if it's just like, oh, I'm just actually playing quite well for once, or if he actually just is a good character. That's kind of just the tricky thing in this game, because characters feel so similar. Like, you'd have to play them like over and over and over again. But then it's a case of like, oh, I just got lucky that one time, or like, is it consistent? Is it whatever? Is it placebo? You just don't know with this game. It's so odd. Like, his damage seems to be pretty good. He just seems totally fine as a character. He just seems like a fine guy to play as. Husband, yeah, he's going in order. Husband, Kim, Pinan, Gondo, Haramao, Hose, Joe. I was not counting that at all. 7 characters left, I think. Okay, that's nice. Gotta be careful not to get hit by a super. Oh, he got me just out of dropping the guard. Damn it. Sorry, Usman's super's not like a long animation. If it was like Kim, then I'd be really fucked. Oh, Haramao. Both of Haramao's are really long as well. They're really lengthy animations. Nice, awesome. Dead Usman. I don't think this will be a sub 30, but it should be a decent time anyway. Should be quite a decent time from Murase. Probably wouldn't put him as one of the best characters, but he's definitely like a solid boxer, is Murase. I don't really see any problems with him. Ash was saying he was a bit sluggish. He just feels quite average to me. I guess that's why we're both working on a tier list together. We're going to collab on it. It's really cool. He asked me, I told him I was going to ask him. You know, And yeah, he popped the question, and now we're engaged, I guess, because that's what pop the question is. Yeah. No, we're going to be working on that. But actually, all these discoveries and stuff, it makes coming back to this tier list very fun, but also quite challenging too, because it means that, especially now with Murase, it's like some things might just be subjective. Although really, I think we're going to end up, just the way Kim is being currently, I think we're going to lose a ton of fucking time here. Because now we're getting to the actual hard opponents. Kim's not too bad again, because as long as my back's on, as long as my back isn't to the ropes, there's not really much you can do. Besides, his dash is a bit shit. He's fine. He's a totally fine character. There's nothing inherently wrong with him, as far as I can tell. I sound like I'm from like Pawn Stars or something, and not the, you know, the fun kind. Nice, awesome. Maybe that'll knock him down. That'd be quite good, actually. He's on low health. Murase is a slightly averagely lengthy special. Or super animation. I could have put this up actually. Yeah, he's gonna get up on a 9 count. I don't believe it's damage based. I believe it is entirely based on how many knockdowns they've already taken. Ash did mention that to me about like hard mode as well. Hard mode feels more like knockdowns taken rather than damage taken. I believe it's a knockdown thing. And I'll tell you why I think that, because when I was trying to corrupt this game with RTC, and the system log was popping up, or the kind of like whatever log was popping up for it, and it was mentioning like rounds needed for KO or something before every opponent. And I want to try and bring that up again, because I feel like that could give me a lot of information about this. If I did him on Discord, I can actually send it over to him. I don't think I can do it on speedrun.com, which is how we're talking currently. So yeah, I'm just glad that he's like a nice dude, and he's not like some fucking crazy guy who's just kind of just appeared out of nowhere. Because like that would be really, for obvious reasons, quite not pleasant actually. Not the best. But dude's just like a nice guy, and it's just kind of fun. And it's probably kind of really annoying how every single one of these videos is just gonna be like me mentioning this, just because it's the thing. I think that's also the problem with just doing them all like this, just one after the other after the other. But it's like, this is the game where I can kind of do that. It's weird because when I first did this game, I could not stomach the idea of having to do that. But now it's like, yeah, I'll happily just go through and do like 3 or 4 or 5 runs a day, because it's like what, 2.5 hours, and that's it. Yeah. I should have knocked him down once before. I'm an idiot. But let's actually see. That's the thing. Maybe just think for Kim. Yeah, because he's already doing it. It's going to be the 9 count, I can tell. Yeah, he's back. Oh, no. That's odd. Maybe it's just a thing for Kim. Maybe Kim's just hard to knock down. I have no idea then. I have no idea. I'll probably typically operate under the assumption of it's, you know, I don't have any opponents left actually. Gondo, Haramao, Jose, and Joe. That's not bad. Well, yeah, I'll typically operate under the assumption of it's a knockdown-based thing, not a damage-based thing. Although damage definitely does come into it, I know that much. But typically, it's probably unlikely that your first knockdown would be from a super. That's just very, very unlikely. Unless you just jab each other and take off like barely any health. But it's just not something you'd really ever see the AI do. You'd probably see your friends do it, if you had friends to play with. Which I don't. Are really friends who could play this game. But before we can even think about playing this online with people with like netcode shit, we have to first get people to actually play the game. And it's nice that, you know, there is someone who's just kind of suddenly emerged, like in Smash Brothers, just to play Joe. It's super cool. And hopefully we can bring more people to the game, and we can have like a nice little wholesome community ran by me, who's not very wholesome, and just kind of very blue. And Ash, who actually genuinely just is quite a chipper fella. So you know, hopefully, it would be nice. It's an easy. This is an easy game to get into though. Like seriously, it's super. It's a super simple game to just kind of start playing. There's not much you need to really know. Just bum rush. Start with simple tricks, and then try and like once you get more with it, just you know whatever. You don't even need to know what Ashita no Joe is, but it seems that Ashita no Joe is becoming like slightly, not quite mainstream, but definitely more well known. And it's like that's kind of cool. It is kind of cool. Not surprising. It's like a Fist of the North Star suddenly became like kind of mainstream because, you know, in the West I mean, because of the Moira Mushinderu meme. But like, I'd actually watched the entire anime. It was kind of funny. It was like year 9. I watched the entire anime maybe a week before that became like a huge meme, and I was there like, oh my fucking god, like what the hell? I've just watched North Star, the whole series, and then now it's a meme. Crazy. If I was like a real strange Donnie, then like that'd give him like a huge, massive ego, but it didn't, obviously, because that's stupid. But it is such a funny coincidence. Very, very odd coincidence. I don't mind. Do you want to fall down? Keep him in the middle of the ring. Doesn't really affect Murase much. Murase can just do whatever he wants. But yeah. It's always that. It always gives me heat when I need one more knockdown. It's just pointless. It's like, well, no, I'm just gonna knock him down one more time, aren't I? Like this. Case in point. He's a bit of an annoying bastard, is Haruman, but he's not the worst. Just body blows. I think he's probably a lot more annoying in the SNES game. I want to see Ash play that. I want to see Ash try and run the SNES game. Not that I don't think he can't do it, but just I want to see because it's just so different of an experience from playing this. It's, yeah, totally different ballpark. The SNES game requires like actual, I mean, that's not like this game doesn't require some form of real skill and trickery, but the SNES game requires some pretty juicy execution at times. Not the worst, it's not like, you know, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out level or Punch-Out level of any kind, but it does definitely require something. I can guarantee you this, he'll do it, and in like 2 days he'll end up destroying all my scores and getting like sub 5s. He'll just completely break everything. How have I taken him to that low health? That's mental. It does not bode well actually for this, does it? Jose? Idiot. We can try knock him out. I don't think we can, but maybe. It might be faster, I guess, to try and just go for the regular. I'm kind of amazed how well we're doing. I don't think it'll be a sub 30. I think it'll be just over, probably. Decent, but not the best. There we go. I just don't believe. I mean, I know you can KO Hose, but I'd rather just go the simple strat instead of just trying to have to be careful there because he could just fucking kill me. Thank you. I was really scared, and he could have just thrown corkscrew and eaten my time up. Okay, Joe. Quite a pleasant one for Murase. It's gone by really quickly. It's just not felt like anything. A bit disappointingly, actually. Not terrible, not great. Just kind of fine. Just a fine character, really. Joe, do you remember this move? I've done this to you 1,000,000 times. Or you've done this to me 1,000,000 times anyway. So Joe goes down easy than the Jose does. Again, is that placebo? Is that just like, am I just trying to believe that? Just to make sense of something? Or is that genuinely actually something that happens? Someone's slamming something pretty violently in the flat. Some big door slam moment. Joe, you want to not do that, please? Whatever you do not do cross counter. And we will be A-okay, actually. Yeah. Totally nothing run, actually. Just over 30 minutes. Yeah, it's whatever. It's a lot faster, I think, than what Ash at his Murase run was, which was like 34 or something daft. I don't think it was 34, but it was something. That wasn't too bad. That was a pretty chill one, actually. Let's check I showed the options screen. I probably did. Just to be safe, though. I forgot about that pose. Oh, God, that's such a terrible pose, man. That's dreadful. It's not even unique. I think it's just taken from his super animation. Yeah, 1 out of 4. Cool. Oh, 1-4.